Hello guys, Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 462. Now we're originally going to do this tonight, but let's say Monday night, but I decided to do it tonight. So there you go on that. Today we're going to do Disney 100 Years of Wonder Storybook Collection Part 8. So let's read it now, shall we? See what we got for us. Now, for this book portion in Part 8, we're going to read you Wonders of Kindness book. It's called Snow White. Here we go. One bite and all your dreams will come true. The Wicked Queen said that on the in the movie from 1937. So there you go. That's Snow White for you, ladies and gentlemen. For the Wicked Witch 1947 movie. Here we go. So here we on this reading part. And before we do anything, you know the reason why I was gonna read this in the afternoon rather than the evening? Well, I'm currently getting ready to make Blowing Jokes for episode number 35. So that's your answer question anyway. Anyway, once upon a time, Snow White lived with a stepmother, the Queen. Snow White loves him, spend time with her animal friends. One afternoon, she was singing with some doves at the wishing well. The prince heard her. Wow, okay. The kind young man joined her in the song. Snow White fell in love with his singing voice immediately. Wow, okay. One day, the queen looked at her magic mirror and told her that Snow White was more beautiful than she was. The queen was intensely enraged. Wow, okay. Once she heard the queen's anger, Snow White knew that she was in danger and fled into the forest. Wow. This all makes sense with 1947 standards and didn't know what it was in the time, so it was a scary move from 1947 standards. Come on, Disney, you can do this. So, why have yourself killed wicked stepmother? Come on. Can't move on to the next page. Come on. Anyway. But the forest seemed different in the dark of the night, and Snow White was scared. Wow, okay. She went upon it, she collapsed, sobbing. Wow, okay. And she cried. Dawn began to break. Wow, okay. Some animals came out to confront her, and she hid her head in her arms. Wow, okay. A little bird lit in her finger. Wow, okay. So as Snow White looked up, she could see that animals were friendly. They remind her of the animals' friends at the castle. Wow, okay. They were kind to her, and she started to feel better. Makes sense anyway with the drawers difference with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs 1937 movie. So that makes more sense anyway. Even though Snow White was a beauty queen. So there you go. If you look back in Muppets at Walt Disney World 1990, she was chased by Animal. You know. That makes more sense. So there you go. This is before Jim Henson's death in 1990 of May. So that was a TV airing that time frame. Next page. Anyway, together they wandered through the woods until they found a small clearing. Wow. Okay. The sun sparkled down on the friendly-looking cottage. Wow, okay. With her new friends by her side, okay. Snow White carefully crossed a little brook and entered the glade. Wow, okay. Sorry about that, folks. My ears are bothering me while I was taping this Bedtime Stories episode. But anyway. Move on. The deer and the bunnies were right up to the front of the cottage. Snow White followed them and wiped out a bit of dust at the windows so she could peer inside. Okay? Nobody seemed to be home. Wow, okay. Looked warm and inviting. No like the dark and scary forest where Snow White have spent the night. Okay? It makes sense, so you have to at least do something to clean up this mess at least. Just at least like, makes messes and clean up the messes like what's the why you work difference from the movie. At least do something. I never heard this thing in the movie years prior to that thing, but I see it in the Disneyland Fun thing. But anyway, next page. Hello? Snow White called out as she opened the door. May I come in? Wow. But nobody was inside. A bunny and the chipmunk grabber passed and began to sniff the floor. It seemed safe inside enough, something like that. The little cottage was so welcoming that Snow White immediately felt at home. Wow. She looked up at the fine 7 little chairs at the table. She saw dishes piled up high, the sink and clothes strewn above. Then she saw 7 little beds with 7 names on the footboards. Wow. Exhausted after her long night in the woods, Snow White fell asleep. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears in style, man. At least do something about it. It's just, Disney should have done like I say, a feature-length film about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. At least do something about it. It's like an A7 2D hand-drawn cartoon about it. At least do something. Come on, Disney, you can do something. Next page. Anyway, there she awoke with a sound and saw 7 little people come in the room. At first, the man weren't sure to make up Snow White. Well, okay. Snow White smiled. She looked at their names in the bed and tried to guess who was who. She figured out that Grumpy was right away. Wow. That's Snow White that told him the story. She won't find me here, she said of the Queen. Wow. There they all ate supper together and played music. Wow. That was a hobby, of course. At least do something about it from their own image between the now and the then. So you can have it make more sense in any way. Even though it's Grumpy on the left hand corner, who was not been so happy about Snow White, except for being lovely over here. So Dopey does not speak. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, and this is gonna be bad. Okay. Unfortunately, the Queen did follow Snow White. She disguised herself and went into the forest to find a princess. Wow. Okay. While our new friends were out working in this diamond mine, wow, which is probably good for the movie, by the way, Snow White was all alone. The disguised Queen arrived at the cottage and offered Snow White a poisoned apple. Wow. Imagine wishing apple. The Queen said, a wishing apple. Snow White replied, filled with courtesy. One bite all your dreams will come true. Yeez. Too much information right there, Wicked Witch? Come on. Snow White could not resist, but she could have took a bite and fell into deep sleep. Wicked Queen, you know, it's not dreamy and it's poison apple. Come on now. You can make the prince kiss Snow White. At least do something about it. It doesn't make any sense at all, but you're being phony. Come on. As I mentioned during my Reese Jokes episode 84. You know what I'm talking about. And move on to the last pages in the Snow White book. In this portion of this. Anyway. Snow White and animal friends ran the man in the diamond mine. And they all went back to the cottage. As soon as the Queen saw them, she hurried right away, never to be heard from them again. Wow. Still Snow White will not walk. With sadness in the heart, the man finally lay in her in the bed and rose and wept. Wow. And something magical happened. Wow. The prince who had sung with Snow White in the wishing well discovered her in the woods. He loved her truly, and that is enough to break the spell. Wow. That was happiness right there. Okay? Snow White awoke, the man cheered, and the animal friends danced with joy, and the prince and Snow White found true happiness together. And that's the end of that story. See, you have to get happiness, not bring the cliffhanger Disney 100 book. Come on now. At least do something about it. So, Snow White and the part A of the book. What did I think about this? It was amazing. So far, this part was a success. That was this book. We still have 10 more parts of this book left. So there you go. And we'll be done with all of it. So, there you go. That was the Bedtime Stories episode number 461. 62, something like that, excuse me. Hope you enjoy it. Today is going to be Bedtime Stories episode number 463, which will be about Cinderella. Disney's 100 Years of Wonder Storybook Collection. Part number 9. Now, excuse me, I'm going to make boring jokes for episode number 45 to finish it off. And then I'm going to get some sleep because Easter Bunny's about to be coming up. In there, hidden under my bed. And that way you can get me some Easter egg hunt special on my main channel. And then all you have to do is get ready. Oh, my head's going to be having greasy because it'll be growing my head very soon. But anyway, I have to get ready for Easter box meal that morning. And then that way I can have lunch with my family. So there you go. Till next time, so Jarvis Box Baby, good movie, so till Wednesday out. See ya.